Well, hi there, everybody. How are you guys tonight? It's good to be here. It's good to be here. I have planned to do two stories, but I am feeling kind of woobles. So I'm going to do just one. I'm going to do one and I'll save the other one for Sunday because just my stomach has been doing flip flops this afternoon. And I took a nap for some reason, which is very odd. And yeah, so that's the way it is. But I did need to get myself up and going, and I wanted to read because that always makes me feel better. You guys always make me feel better. And just that's what it is. And I changed the recording rate of this down to a lower level so that I hopefully won't crash. I've got everything kind of checking onto it. So if it looks a little fuzzier than normal, it's just because I decided the story was would happen and it didn't have to be super high quality of me. Whew, yeah. Anyway, Linda, hi. How are you? Come on. Come on. Oh, there you are. Hey, good to have you here. Um, and it's closing in on toward the end of Ramadan. If you are here, Fatima, happy Ramadan. Anyway, so yeah, um, that's what's up. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. Linda, we had a storm yesterday. It was supposed to be a big crazy storm come in and it fizzled out. Thank goodness. But we were all prepared in case we had like the truck covered and the windows protected because we were supposed to get giant hailstones, but it never occurred. So, yay. Anyway, um, it's time to. So, this story that I'm reading tonight is by Kim Michelle Richardson, and it is. She wrote a adult novel that the bookwoman of Troublesome Creek that became a recommended read by Dolly Parton and all kinds of things like that. Let me take you to this to see about her. And got the 2020 PBS Reader's Choice, 2019 Library Reads Best Book, all that kind of thing, and all sorts of things. She's had all kind of things. The bookwoman is taught widely in high schools and college classrooms and has been adopted as a common read selection by states, cities, universities, and across the country. It's been translated into over 16 languages. And then she has a series with it, The Bookwoman's Daughter. And so, but about her writing, she said, Kentucky is her home, and these are my people. And as a native born Kentuckian, all my books are set in my home state, and it's always humbling and a privilege when you let me share the stories with you. What was interesting is, I'll pull this up. So this is the bookwoman of Troublesome Creek. You'll see him, but the one I'm going to read tonight is the children's book that she did called Juna. And oops, it's going the wrong way. And it's the book mule of Troublesome Creek, and it's the story told from the viewpoint of the mule, which I thought was pretty cool. And it's illustrated by this gentleman, David C. Gardner. He has over 25 years of experience as an animation background painter, layout, and concept artist. And he founded Flying Dog Studio in 2006 to create works of wonder and imagination. So he grew up loving animation, picture books, and puppets in college. He studied filmmaking at Northwestern and illustration at the American Academy of the Art. Now I get to design for animation and illustrate books. His medium that he says is in the old days, he painted animation backgrounds with gouache, some colored pencil, and sometimes Dr. Martin dyes. Nowadays, I paint them digitally. For children's books, it's a mix, watercolor and pencil and some digital. It all depends on the subject matter. And I love this. His inspiration was Dr. Seuss, Arthur Rackman, Robert Lawson, Trina Shart, Hyman, and any animated movie from Walt Disney Studio, Looney Tunes shorts, Jim Henson Muppet specials, Maurice Noble, Mary Blair, Ken Anderson, reading and taking along as his inspiration. I loved it. It's just so funny. But yeah, so the book that I'm going to read is called Juna, and the book mule of Troublesome Creek. Who else is here? Yeah, I will. Dr. Martin's inks are cool. I have a couple of them, although I have, okay, back to me, so it's not mixed up. Linda, I got some of that Dr. Martin's bleed proof white, and I had it out in the studio over the winter. It completely crystallized. I don't know whether it got too cold or what, but it completely crystallized, became hard as a rock, and would not, could not be re-wet. I mean, I couldn't get it to come back to life. I even tried putting alcohol in it, which didn't work. So, lesson learned. That stuff can't stay out in the studio over if the winter, if it's too cold out there. It's interesting though that that one did that Dr. Martin's. But I have a whole set of inks out there. I'm gonna get to use one of these days. I think summer is gonna be spent mainly out there. I hope. Anyway, we're back to the story of the book Juna, the book mule of Troublesome Creek, by Kim Michelle Richardson, and illustrated by David C. Gardner. Reconstituted. Thank you, God, Linda. Yay! I knew you would come up with a word. I just, my body is fighting itself today, so my mind is occupied elsewhere. I think trying to keep it all together. I love this front page illustration. The mule is such an amazing animal, and the book mule of Troublesome Creek. I love this, the expression on it, the whole thing. Bookwoman calls me Juna. It's 1936, and I live with her in the rugged blue hills of Kentucky near a town called Troublesome Creek. Me and my bookwoman wake every morning long before sunrise to deliver free books and reading material to folks living down in the valleys and way up yonder on ridgetops. Bookwoman is a pack horse librarian. I tote her and all her books. When the paths become tricky, she walks beside me. I've tromped through squalls, sleet, and even blustery snowstorms, over icy cold creeks, up and around twisty fog-soaked mountain paths. We must go, into dark hollers and hidden coves, past the prickly thorns of summer's wild rose. But I know the long and sometimes dangerous book route by heart. Bookwoman could fall down deep asleep, and I'd get her safely to the next stop. Every month we travel hundreds of miles to drop off thousands of reading requests. I always listen and think about what she tells me and what the library patrons say to her. We mules hear everything better than any bookwoman and remember it all. I sneak peeks at the covers of books she loans out too, but she doesn't know that either. It's the end of another Kentucky summer, and horseflies and skeeters will probably pester me the whole way. Some afternoons, big white clouds appear and grow darker and darker until thunder echoes off the sleepy mountains. Sometimes a hard rain wallops us, but afterward, it'll cool down the hills. Today, our first stop is the small schoolhouse. Hooray, it's Junior with our books! Junior, Junior, the children cheer. I love the little readers best and brush my soft whiskered muzzle across their heads and faces, making them giggle. My load lightens a bit as Bookwoman drops off books and covers showing the Wild West and big, busy cities, tales of faraway villages and worlds beyond the twinkling stars and planets. Hi, Lupe. Back on the path, I suddenly stop and shriek out a warning. Bookwoman hugs on the reins. Whoa! I blare. A hissing snake rises its large head and rattling tail. Buzz, 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 ch, 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 it warns back. But I'm not afraid. I must protect my rider and our library treasures. Once I had to fend off a pack of wild dogs, and another time chase away an angry bear. I paw the earth and pound my hooves, and that old snake uncoils and slithers far away into the piney woods.